This is really pretty. Almost died. Going on an adventure. And I can't find the sound file for my intro music. Why, hello, Shadow.
Hey there.
What do you think we're going to find today?
Well, whatever we find, you'll probably edit the hell out of it.
Good point. And over the bridge, into the realm of fairy. And by fairy, I mean the wealthy elite. I mean, really, if you live in a mansion, something beautiful or magical is going on. Yay, dirty Texas water. A clearing next to the creek bed. Cool. Alright, we're going to figure out how to set up the camera, and then I'm going to chat with you on this lovely blanket that I rescued, and talk about some books, and I'm going to drink some wine. But here's a shot of the creek. Hey everyone, it's Travis, the Pagan Scholar. I am outside enjoying this lovely spring day with all of the sunshine, and yeah. And this video is going to be kind of all over the place today. I've got the next chapter in the works, but I don't know, I wanted to do something fun, something different. So I guess I can start out with last week. I went to my hometown and I helped my mom out, and my sister came. It was good to visit them, and we went through some old stuff, and that's where I got this blanket. At the end of the video, I'm going to show you some other things that I found from my childhood, and it'll be a fun, haul video. I guess you can call it a haul. Secondly, I've also been reading Theodore Roszak, and I really don't know what to think of him yet. He's kind of all over the place. He was a philosopher in the 60s, and he wrote about counterculture. In fact, he's the guy that coined the term. I ordered online The Making of a Counterculture, his first work, and the one that I'm really interested in is Where the Wasteland Ends. So I'm here, let me start with the other one first, though. While I was waiting for those to arrive, I found in a local bookstore a fiction book that he's written called The Memoirs of Elizabeth Frankenstein. This is really weird and kind of difficult to read. If you're pregnant, I don't recommend reading it because it starts out pretty heavy with a very tragic birth scene, and then the characters are complex. I'm halfway through it, and it's about Dr. Frankenstein's adopted sister, and they're kind of in love or something. Even that's not clear in the book. Whereas he is all about science, she is raised and knowledgeable of cunning folklore and witchcraft. It alludes to that. It's very explicit, but it never says witchcraft. It's a really tough book to swallow. It's really difficult to, yeah, anyways. But it's pretty interesting. If you feel daring, go for it. So when the books did come in, I started with The Making of a Counterculture, even though I really wanted to read Where the Wasteland Ends, because this is his first book. And I'm reading it in like 2 pages, I'm like, yeah. And then the next page, I'm like, whoa, what? Back up. And he's kind of difficult to follow. Also, since it was written in the 60s, I'm not necessarily sure I don't know what the academic tone was in the 60s. He talks about race, and if it were written now, this would never see print. Not because he's racist, but he speaks of it in the 60s vernacular as opposed to the contemporary one. And that is a dialogue that I am very cautious of because white privilege, We should all be knowledgeable of that. Anyways. However, to read a passage from Where the Wasteland Ends, this is really good stuff. In his chapter, The Sin of Idolatry, he's talking about the juxtaposition, the difference between Jewish or the Abrahamic aversion to idolatry and the the ancient pagans that they were sort of dealing with and what they called idolatry. It is hardly possible that anyone thought of the deity worshipped as simply the image he saw and nothing more. The personality of the deity was not confined to the image in a sense in which my personality is confined to my body. The deity was certainly conceived of as a person active in the world apart from the image. The image was not the one body of the god. Rather, the object on which the so-called idolater fixes his devout attention is transparent to the senses that contemplate it. It is a window, both seen and seen through, a material medium where perception and revelation mingle and are married. Isn't that interesting? It's just, it's so cool. I'm really excited about this book, and if I can ever get through the making of a counterculture, which is difficult, then this is definitely going to be in my writing, in my works, in a review, in all of it, in everything. Man, I talk a lot. Speaking of writing, this is the first time that well, no, it's not the first time. I did NaNoWriMo and I shared my writing with you guys. But I have here 12 pages of my writing, and I've kind of hit a wall. So I decided that it would be kind of cool to share with you guys the major topics of the essay that I've written and how I can, I don't know, just get your opinions, get your feedback. So the crux of the essay, the main takeaway, I guess, is it's dogma. It's discussing dogma within contemporary paganism. And that sounds totally contrary, because contemporary paganism is all about the individual. It's, if it doesn't work, then don't do that. Do something else. You know, it's a spirituality that is wholly invested in the autonomy, the spiritual autonomy of the individual. But there is still a form of dogma, or that's a very nasty word, but it's routine and routinization within contemporary paganism, because we can still recognize things as pagan. Even if it's not our paganism, we can look at another person and say, what they are doing is paganism, what they are doing is not paganism, and what they are doing is similar to my paganism but different, but still pagan. So in that sense that we can recognize and distinguish, there is routinization, there is dogma, there is an accepted norm within contemporary paganism, even if that paganism is to accept difference. That's why the paper is really difficult. And I've got all these quotes and all these purple prose sentences in my paper. But yeah, if you want to take a look at it, message me on Facebook or through Gmail, and I will send you this not finished at all, this like 3/4 finished paper, and you can take a shot at it. And I'm good with criticism, I really am. You can just tear it apart and be like, this is the worst thing I've ever read, but just tell me why, and I will thank you for it. Man, it is a beautiful day. It's chilly, but under the sunshine, it's like kind of warm. Talking about my paper and just really digging in with tooth and nail into the academic study of paganism, I sometimes forget that sometimes I need to go take a walk and enjoy nature. Sometimes I need to actually, worship instead of just write about worship. That's why I really like paganism, because its worship it's quiet, it's contemplative, and it's sitting on a rock beside a creek. Ah! Damn it, wind. Here. I'll show you some more of the creek. Enough of this talk. Pretty little things. Fierce defenders. Puppies. There's a duck. There's 2 ducks. Way down there. This is super cool. It's actually got buds on it too. So it's like still alive. It's still like in the earth and growing. Trying not to fall to my death. Here's another one. Only it's 2. We're back on familiar territory. Passengers, please note that we will be arriving in Travis the Pagan Scholar's apartment in just a few moments. And we're back at the altar. We're back at the altar. Anyways, so I wanted to do sort of a haul video of the things that I got while I was in the house that time forgot, and also show you some things that I've been doing. So first off, we've got this lovely guy or girl, this Athena figure, and she was actually a wind chime, and this was in my grandparents' home for years and years and years, and we found it, and it's fantastic, and we normally hang it up here, but just for the video, because it's a little bit windy, we decided to bring it back. So, and this gem, this was from my childhood. I have very fond memories of this, decorating it every Easter, or before Easter, and displaying it in front of the house. Yeah, I don't know, it's near and dear to my heart, and it's tacky as shit, but I love it. It's something from when I was like 4 or 5, 6, so. And this lovely piece of art, and it truly is art, is also from my grandparents' home that we found in the boxes. It's an old Pepsi can, and my grandma had a bouquet of these, and I rescued one, and the rest are going to be in a family auction, so yeah, I love it. And now I have something ancestral on my altar. We also found this guy in the house. It's a bookend, and I did find the other one, but the other one was kind of, the back was falling apart, so I only took one. And because there are dead animal parts all over my farm, I brought this back, as creepy as that is. Yeah. So we'll figure out a place for him, and we'll have an altar to Cernunnos. Or something. I don't know. Not only have I been antiquing and hoarding, I've also been crafty as shit. I'm actually really proud of these two candles. I made them. I've never made candles before, and yeah, it was fun. It was cool. Alongside that, I've also, yeah, this guy. I don't know, one day I decided I wanted to do some art. And Marshall made some art as well, which I'll show you in just a moment. Also, we have been planting. The flowers are mine, and the herbs are Marshall's. And I could not tell you which herbs they are. We've got, I don't know, parsley and sage, thyme, I don't know, some dill, some mint, and yeah. And then these are dianthus, a dianthus hybrid, and lobelia. And I'm really proud of this. I grew these from seeds. These will be forget-me-nots. But let's go inside so you can see what else is new. This is actually Marshall's doing. He is brilliant and creative, and he found black canvases, and he got a stencil, and he made this lovely homage to the Wheel of the Year for fall, winter, spring, and summer. And then we bought a table, by the way. My desk used to be there, now it's in the bedroom. But yeah, and it is gloss, but clear, so we put books underneath it. And then we moved some bookshelves and stuff around, and so now we've got altars all over the apartment. This is something for spring, and that is more just a bar. But I've got my Dionysus statue next to all the accoutrements. So yeah. And you know what? That's it. That's the video. I thank you very much for going on this walkabout and haul and whatever else the hell we did. Yeah, I'm gonna go outside and enjoy the rest of the day, and I hope that you are having a wonderful post-Ostara couple of days and weekend, and yeah, thanks so much for watching, and as always, merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again.